Hi, everybody, and welcome to soccermag.com. Predictions for week. What week are we in?
20, I think week 30.
Week 30. Okay. How are you, man?
No, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Newcastle, West Ham, 2:30 kickoff. 1:30 kickoff, I think, in the UK. Interesting game. 7th place West Ham plays 10th place, surprisingly 10th place Newcastle. What say ye?
I think Newcastle should win this game at home. They've started, I think, to turn slightly. Some players have come back. Their form hasn't been amazing, but I think they should beat West Ham at home. I think we've spoken about it before. If they lose this game,
The Hammers.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Then there's some serious questions that need to be asked.
Well, what do you think? Newcastle's obviously had to reset their sights this year in terms of there's no championship, or very unlikely. Although they have the easiest 10-game schedule of teams that could vie for European football. I think Champions League football is a stretch. They'd have to win. They'd have to win nine of their last 10 games, 27 points, would give them an outside shot of knocking Aston Villa and Tottenham out of the Champions League, or one of those teams. But that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see Spurs or Villa losing enough game, dropping enough points to let them back in.
Yeah, I don't see it either. So do you think Newcastle will be looking for a European spot?
I think Conference League, which I think is 7th. I think that's very doable. And I think if they qualify for Conference League, I don't think they'll look at the season as a catastrophic failure.
Well, you were telling me you wanted to fire...
I was more just saying that I could see the hierarchy looking at that. Because of the availability of managers at the end of the season, I could see them having an eye on it. But I think if they're in Conference League, I think Etihad will be fine. Because then it's European competition, it gives them a bit more breathing room with spending. Then they wouldn't have regressed completely. They still have an opportunity to qualify for the Champions League again next season, or the Europa League. So there's still overall progress since Etihad's taken over, which I think they'll be fine with.
Well, for sure there has. Hopefully their owners have some common sense. Etihad's a bit of a legend right now in Newcastle, and a lot of people would argue that they overachieved last year.
Definitely.
So, but there's no doubt that this has been a disappointing season.
Yeah.
And I think it was Etihad's first year of managing anything in the Champions League. So hopefully he's learned some valuable lessons.
I think even going back, even though they finished last in their group, their performances were good in the Champions League. I think against PSG in particular, they did very well against them, and I think that's a sign of what they can do.
Yeah.
I think end of the season they'll sign 2 or 3 more players. Their squad will be a bit healthier, and then I think they should be ready next year.
I hope so. I like Newcastle. So next up we have Bournemouth versus Everton. We won't be watching that. For me, 2-1 Bournemouth. Everton, since they didn't lose as many points or have points added back, have regressed. And they're playing with they were playing as a team and us against the world before. Certainly not anymore. I think they've gotten 1 point, 2 points out of the last 15. For me, 2-1 Bournemouth in this game.
I like the 3.6 odds of a draw, so I'm going to go for 1-1. I just think Everton will be... I think, like you said, they have definitely gotten comfortable, but just I can see it being one of those games where Everton hold out.
Okay. No. Chelsea, Burnley. I like Burnley atrocious, Chelsea should hammer these guys at home. I'm going to go for 3-1 game where everybody says Burnley played heroically.
I'm going for a 2-1 Chelsea, a game where everyone says Chelsea should have won by more.
Yeah, well, same thing. Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. Wow, not really mouth-watering. They're saving the best for last, I think. Nottingham Forest, 1-1 draw on this one for me.
I'm going for 2-0 Forest home win. I like 2.22 odds for their win. I think that could be solid. And at home, I think they're a pretty good bet.
Okay, well, we got Sheffield United at home to Fulham. It wouldn't matter where Sheffield's playing. I think that Fulham will take full advantage. 2-0 for me, Fulham in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 Fulham.
Okay. Tottenham versus Luton. Again, Luton 2 points in the last 15. I don't see them getting any points here. Tottenham in the mix for the top 4. Tottenham should put them to the sword. I'm going to go 3-0 Tottenham.
Same difference, but 4-1.
Okay.
4-1 Tottenham.
Aston Villa Wolves. That's an interesting game. Wolves 9th plays Aston Villa 4th. If Villa want any European aspirations, they're going to have to, or hopes, then Aston Villa are going to have to win this. I've got them winning this game 2-1.
I think I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I like 4.3. I think Wolves they're that kind of team that'll go to Villa, give them serious problems.
Yeah. And then we have Brentford Man United. Can Man United keep up the momentum of beating Liverpool, much to Klopp's chagrin?
I think they. I'm not.
You're gonna lay your plums on the table.
I can feel it down in my plums.
I'm gonna put my minerals. I'm gonna get my minerals back, and I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Brentford win.
Yeah, you can't buy your minerals back that cheaply. I think that you're well off.
5-0 Brentford.
I think Man United do enough to win this game and eke out a 2-1 victory. Next up, we have the big games.
The ones that everyone wants to watch.
The ones that, Liverpool-Brighton. I mean, should be a straightforward Liverpool win, right?
I agree. I think especially if Liverpool want to continue the run, these are the games. You have to win your games at home. Doesn't matter who you play against. I think Brighton will be challenging. I think that everyone knows they're a good quality team. Couple players will be back from injury. I think they're saying that Trent might be back on the bench, which I think is huge. I'm going to go 3-1.
Here's something interesting. How many times do you think Liverpool have beaten Brighton in the last 8 Premier League games?
Probably once or twice.
Once. That's the problem that I'm seeing in this game. For some reason, it's their bogey team.
One of them. I think Liverpool have a couple bogey teams.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. A lot of draws.
Yeah.
Liverpool can't afford draws.
I think last season as well, Liverpool played Brighton a couple times. They got absolutely destroyed. I know this is a different team, but I think Brighton. There was that period where Liverpool played Brighton and Wolves like after each other, and it was like 3-0, 4-0, 3-0. Very difficult time to go through, but I think they should beat them at Anfield. I think Anfield I think it's the 5th last game Klopp has at Anfield, barring European football.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be pumping.
Yeah, I do think they'll do enough to beat Brighton, but it's not an easy fixture for them. It's that banana peel one, and they'll breathe a collective sigh of relief if they can get all 3 points here. But I think they should. 2-1 for me, Liverpool. And then
The big boy.
piece de resistance. Man City versus Arsenal. Wow. Doesn't get bigger, really, does it? In this week, before you start lecturing me on rivalries.
I think this is probably the best Arsenal will be feeling playing against Man City in years. Yeah. I think if you speak to most Arsenal fans, there's a genuine confidence they can go to the Etihad and beat City.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe slightly naive. I just don't think.
Well, the last time they went to the played at the Etihad, they got pumped 4-1.
Yeah, that was the title decided last season.
Yeah.
Arsenal have definitely improved.
Yeah.
I just think it would be reckless to go to City with the arrogance that you're going to beat them.
Well, good teams have arrogance, which is often confused with confidence. You've got a very confident Arsenal team Man, I like the 1-1 draw in this.
I
game.
agree. I think that both teams understand what's at risk going into this game, and they know that it's similar to the Liverpool City game where losing you just can't lose.
And Liverpool
But,
were very unlucky
Yeah,
in that
a
game.
draw is a recoverable position. I think if they draw, Liverpool go 2 points clear at most.
Yeah. Then your
which
minerals
really
grow
isn't-
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, your plums grow back.
You're getting a nice bluish hue.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's still, like we said, the run in 2 points is nothing. So a draw here, I think, almost benefits both teams in some way.
What's the odds on a draw?
3.8.
3.8. It's not a bad bet.
Yeah. And then it's 3.85 for Arsenal win. So
Yeah. Okay. That's not bad either.
1.9 for City win. I don't think it's that bad either.
Let's bet on all three.
Bet on all three.
Well, I think it's going to be a draw. I think that's what a great way to finish off the weekend. Hopefully it brings something special. And what bet are you going to make this week?
I think I'm going to bet on the. If I look at the Forest vs Palace win,
Yeah.
the 2.22, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think, then if I was to do another one, I would do Newcastle to beat West Ham at 1.83.
Okay. Nice.
Maybe the Everton Bournemouth at 3.6.
Okay. Well,
Maybe those
you
two
know
would
that
be
I like the exotics, like the yellow cards and the corner bets, because there's only one out. There's only a winner and a loser. There's not a draw in those things, And last week, I think it was Georgia playing Luxembourg. It's like, and someone said, only you, money man, would bet on that. Well, I did. I did a bit of research on the yellow. Apparently, Luxembourg's a bit of a dirty team. And I placed a bet, posted up there for you, 100 Rand to win 10,000 back. And guess who came in? Ta-da! I'm back. That was so exciting to watch. I mean, these guys were out of control with the fouls. And the conditions played to it. And I'll get more into exotic betting and stuff like that as I come back more and more. But that was, for me, one of my better bets in the last couple of weeks. Anytime you can get 101 to 1 odds and hit it, wow, what a pleasure.
That keeps you betting the next week. That's what keeps you betting.
Well, I never chase, as you know.
I think maybe an interesting one could be yellow cards for the City Arsenal game. I know that even for the Liverpool Brighton, because there are a couple of Liverpool players that if they get another yellow card, they'll be suspended.
Yeah.
Even the Brentford Man United, I think Brentford could try and get under United's skin a bit.
Yeah.
But I definitely think the City Arsenal should have 5 or 6 yellows minimum.
6 yellows. Let's see who's refereeing. Anthony Taylor, pretty solid referee. He's not one to brandish yellow cards at a whim, But high pressure, high stakes.
Can definitely see there being those classic City tactical fouls where Arsenal make a break, Rodri gives the guy a little kick or something like that. I can see a couple of those situations happening for both teams.
Well, I love those bets, so maybe I'll look at that for this game, and give a tip. Already said that I think it's going to be a draw. So it should be an interesting. It's actually some really two good games for me to follow, and then the rest is.
I even think corners for Liverpool Brighton. I think both teams will have a go, and it could be one of those things where in a 10-minute period there'll be 5 corners.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And folks, if you want to know about stats like that, you go to thestatsdon'tlie.com, and it'll tell you how many corners they give up when they play, all the stats. I mean, that's my go-to site for yellow cards, referees, how many yellow cards teams get home and away, how many red cards they get, which counts for 2 yellows, and corners, like I said. So that, for me, the stats don't lie. Ahmad will put it up for you guys. So I gave you a list of the top 15 sports sites that I go to regularly to get my information, and that's one of them. I don't think I actually did I put that down?
I don't think so.
Oh, well.
You're keeping your secrets to yourself.
Keeping the plums for myself. Right? So that's it for me. I hope you have a good weekend. I'm betting. Make every bet a winning bet. Best of luck, mate.
Cool.
This is Lift off for Manchester